Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another Anthem video, and today I want to talk to you about crafting. The VIP demo drops tomorrow, and crafting is one of those things that you have a chance to experiment with whilst you're playing, and it's also one of the things that you want to be doing as you progress towards the end game. So in this video I want to go over why you craft, how you craft, and ultimately everything else you need to know about this system. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. Also, if you haven't entered our giveaway for the limited edition Super Smash Bros. Nintendo Switch, be sure to click that link in the description box down below. Now, to begin with, starting at the very top, why do you want to craft? Ultimately, the main reason is because when you get loot in Anthem, as you get rarer loot, it typically starts as uncommon, then goes common, rare, epic, masterwork, and then legendary. And as you get to the higher tiers of rarity, they have what is known as inscriptions. These are these little bonuses, the stat boosts at the bottom of your gear details. They come on weapons, they come on gear pieces, they come on components, and they come in different numbers depending on the rarity of your gear. However, these are randomly rolled when you obtain the weapon. So say for example you get a weapon that you really like, but the stats are not, or the inscriptions should I say, are not exactly what you want, then the way you go about getting a better version is either to just go back out into the world and farm for weapons and farm for drops in the hope that you get it, or you get the blueprint for that weapon and you specifically craft it again and again until you get the inscriptions that you want. Because you can't re-roll weapons in Anthem, but you can recraft them, and that is essentially how you re-roll. So basically, the reason you craft is so that you can fine-tune an item, a gear piece, a weapon that you really like. So with that being said, how does it work? Well, first things first, you're going to need materials. So whilst you're exploring the world, you've probably seen this in various different gameplay videos, but as you're exploring the world, you will see different nodes. Sometimes they look like little rocks you can gather from them, and these will give you crafting materials. Sometimes they look like plants. Sometimes you can find and salvage materials from camps or different structures you see listed around the world, and sometimes when you open chests, they will also yield, as well as loot, crafting materials. So you begin to gather these, and whenever you go over to your vault, you can actually see how many materials you have. There's various different categories. There are planetary materials, there's also materials that are specific to your javelin, and there's also, various different ores as well. So these are all different materials you collect as you play the game, as you explore, as you gather things, and they're all used to craft various different items. You can also get more items by dismantling gear, so if you get duplicate weapons, duplicate gear pieces, duplicate components, and you dismantle them, then they too will break into either weapon parts or javelin specific parts. All of these will then factor back into the crafting system. Once you've got the materials you want, what you then do is you go to the forge, and you then go and either select weapons, gear pieces, or components, and you tab over to the crafting option, and assuming you have a blueprint and the relevant materials, you can then craft the item. And upon crafting, as mentioned, provided it's a high enough rarity that actually carries inscriptions, then it will give you new inscriptions. Now, when you actually look at the crafting menu, you'll of course notice that the very first thing you get are typically uncommon blueprints, so these are the very basic items, but then as you progress through the game, you can get these in common, rare, epic, masterwork. I'm not entirely sure whether you can get legendary blueprints or whether it stops at masterwork and legendaries are things that just drop in the world. That is something I haven't actually discovered just yet, but the point is, all the way up to masterwork, you can get better rarity blueprints, which means if you have an item you like, say for example there's a really cool weapon you like, you can carry that throughout the whole game because of course as you use it more, you get better blueprints, and then you get to the point where you can basically just craft the masterwork version on repeat to get the role you want. Now when it comes to actually unlocking blueprints, some of them you'll unlock as you just play through, but if you actually dive into the menu, I won't show you guys this too much because I don't really want to sort of dive into here because there's some spoilery stuff, so I'll largely speaking skip over that, but broadly speaking, inside the menu you can actually take a look at different weapons you have, and you can then see the associated challenges. And essentially, the way that it works is when you get a weapon, you unlock the higher rarity blueprints by using that weapon. So again, you just kind of go out, you kill enemies, you look at the challenges. Sometimes it's just simply killing enemies, sometimes it's killing a certain enemy type, sometimes it's getting a certain type of kill, but basically by using that weapon, you will over time unlock the higher, better rarity blueprints so that you can then craft them again and again. The same also applies for the gear pieces. When you first start the game, you have a couple of gear pieces equipped so that you can use your abilities, and then the very first time you get your drops and you swap them out, those abilities appear to have disappeared, when in actual fact what they've done is they just switch them over to blueprints, so you can then just jump over, craft that item again, and you of course then have more options in your loadouts. So that's essentially how it works. You go out into the world, you gather materials, you then go to the forge, you find the item you want, you craft it, and then when you find an item you really like, you continue to use it, unlock the higher rarity blueprints, and you then craft the higher rarity items. So that, my friends, is a quick rundown of how crafting works in Anthem. If you guys have any more questions, be sure to drop them in the comments down below, but otherwise keep it locked, we've got plenty more videos coming your way. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out some more awesome stuff from us here at Arekkz Gaming, then you should definitely try to catch 269 and Paradise Central streaming 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. They play a wide range of games, and what's more, we also have the end game store. By watching their streams, you earn currency, and you can redeem that currency on the endgame store for really cool prizes. Those can range from things like games, comics, and figures, all the way up to controllers, capture cards, and even consoles. So definitely drop by and become part of the community. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you're subscribed and be sure to click on that little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. You can watch more videos by clicking on the options here, but once again, thanks very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.